Washington football. Woo! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Burgundy Zone. Here for a quick game recap thus far, going through the game. Jayden Daniels coming out 10 of 12 for 78 yards, 2 rushes for 13 yards, with a quarterback rating of 93.8. I thought Jayden has looked like he has all preseason, and that is calm, cool, and relaxed. Got the ball out of his hands very quickly. Even seeing the dip route tree of Dyami Brown, where they're using him on quick hitches, they're using him on quick outs and wide receiver screens, showing his useful in his hands. And then getting the ball out to Terry McLaurin. I uploaded a video clip on Twitter. You go to my Twitter at the Burgundy Zone to see it. And the immediate quick step, the quick hitch to Terry McLaurin, able to get the separation from the corner. Then Jayden Daniels delivers a perfect, smooth ball to the outside shoulder of Terry's for a quick turnaround for him to get yards after the catch. It seems seamless. It's in rhythm. And it absolutely looks awesome to see Jayden Daniels and Terry McLaurin on the same wavelength in that regard. Riley Patterson thus far has not shown to be great. They should have 12 points on the board just by field goals, only having 6 because he's missed 2 field goals. It's just absolutely atrocious. So just going on with what we've already seen thus far, we kind of can figure that they're going to be adding somebody else into the equation here. I know that kickers can get on hot streaks and cold streaks, but at this point, do you really feel confident in what you have at kicker? And I would say no, that's not the case for me personally. B-Rob, Brian Robinson, 3 carries for 22 yards, 7.3 on the ground averaging. He looked great. The offensive line, besides Andrew Wiley blew up one drive in particular with 2 different penalties, and then not having the greatest of showing out there in blocking. But for the most part, I thought the offensive line had looked good so far. And I know a lot of people are beating up on Chris Paul at right tackle, but look, man, he's going against Chop Robinson. That's their first-round pick going with the second team. That guy is no slouch. He's legit, and he's got something to prove, obviously playing on the second team. And that's what he did there, getting a sack on Jeff Driscoll. Jeff Driscoll, by the way, probably a leading rusher right now for Washington, had like a 40-yard gain. It was absolutely crazy how fast that guy is. And I continue to say, I think Jeff Driscoll is competing for the QB2 job. I think he's done a fantastic job so far of coming out and showing who he truly is. Terry McLaurin having 2 receptions for 27 yards. I talked about it already a little bit. But defensively, Tyler Owens continues to come out showing each and every snap that he's on the football field that he has something to say and coming up, making run plays on the outside, being able to limit a running back, and also in the passing game. Percy Butler made a little impact here by swatting the ball away on a touchdown by Skylar Thompson, the quarterback from Miami. Did a great job of putting his hands on the ball, just being able to lodge it out just enough. One of the funniest things was Jayden Daniels on that one quarterback zone read. He keeps it, goes for 12 yards. He immediately looks up at Dan Quinn, and Dan Quinn's looking at him like, dude, why didn't you slide? And Jane's like, I know. But, I got myself a little bit caught up in it because I was like, man, why you couldn't at least go down for that dude to make sure that you're not going to get injured, but glad that he's okay. I think the offense, for the most part, they were able to move the ball downfield. On the first drive themselves, they were able to convert 2 of the third downs. The third one, they came up short because of a penalty. But they were able to continue move the ball down the field. And I think it says a lot about this offense. Look, we don't know if the starters were out there for Miami, but the fact that they can continue moving the ball down the field regardless of who the quarterback is showing you they're heading in the right direction, right? Wiley doing a pretty good job whenever he gets in there. You can see the pop in his step, looking fantastic. And then another player that I wanted to highlight here, wanted to talk about, is my man, Terry McLaurin. I mean, every single time he gets on the field, he's making a play, dude. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. Everyone and their mother said the guy was kind of washed. Does he want to leave? He's looking fantastic with Jayden Daniels right now. Jahan Dotson not getting that much of a run, But John Bates getting into the mix a little bit, doing a fantastic job of blocking at the tight end position. Just basically, we've said this for a while, he's basically just another lineman out there. You can't go wrong with that. Austin Eckler getting into the mix, actually picked up a first down that was brought back by a Wiley penalty. But for the most part, I think this team has done a very good job at this point of being able to come up and move the ball downfield. I think at this point, that's what you're most concerned about with Washington. How can they get down the field? Can they get themselves in scoring chances routinely? And we know that they're not scheming, right? Dan Quinn talked about this in his press conference earlier in the week, saying, we're going to put them in unfavorable matchups. We're going to put them in sticky situations. Benjamin St-Juste obviously playing man on that play, not having safety help over top. But the fact is, he got beat for that touchdown. But that's one of those situations where you want to see how he's going to react in that man coverage, and obviously just a step behind. And I think people that have been crapping on Manuel Forbes a little bit can sit here and realize, okay, maybe it's not that easy. And you wish that our guys could be able to pull that down. But Tua just played a perfect ball, man. Great job by him. Obviously, Waddle and Tyreek Hill did not play tonight. But I think for the most part, a lot of our defensive guys, especially our core guys, were not playing in this game. Frankie Louvu got to see a little bit of action. Quan Martin flying around the football field, man. My goodness, he is a lightning rod, not allowing anything behind him, coming up, making big-time tackles. But honestly, at this point, I think it's fair and concrete to say that Tyler Owens is making the 53. Just the way that he's coming out and making plays on an every down basis that he is on the field, the guy is he is coming out showing you who he truly is. Noah Igbinogi did a great job tonight coming up and making some tackles close to the scrimmage. I will say the first team offense from Miami, they had to convert on fourth down twice in order to get that touchdown on Benjamin St-Juste. I think there's a lot to say to that, especially with how many guys we had out. Jamin Davis not really making that much of a big wave, you could say. But I think for the most part with this football team, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, against their ones, we want to be able to stack up, right? We're only months into these things. But what you can take away from this is you see a difference in the team. Are they giving up huge, crazy plays? No, they're making it very difficult. Tyler Owens, I know that they had one breakaway run on 2nd or 13, but Tyler Owens making a touchdown-saving tackle just goes to show you that the kid is everything as advertised. He's coming out, making plays, saving touchdowns. Oh, Jamin Davis just had a big-time turnover. My bad, dude. Of course, I'm recording this while the game is going on, but good for Jamin Davis. I think this football team, every time I see them, I'm expecting that hiccup. And I haven't seen that hiccup yet. It just seems like they are taking the personality of Jayden Daniels by just being cool, by being patient, by being calm. But it's not like they're slow in any regard. Like Terry on that one hitch route, catches the ball, turns around, and he's gone. He's looking upfield. And you kind of could, and then Diami Brown, seeing the stickies on him being used in a variety of ways. Not something that we are particularly used to. Luke McCaffrey coming up with a big-time catch for a first down with Jeff Driscoll throwing him the ball. It's almost like a post route. And going up high to be able to bring that ball down. Just going to show you that you see the parameters and you see what's being taught coming to life. And yes, Miami is a well-built football team, man. I've talked about it already. Their first-round pick is playing with the second team. There is a reason for that. They are very well built. They have Muhammad Kamara, who I really wanted out of this draft at the DM position, getting a sack on Driscoll. He's another guy that's just, my goodness, they're just overflowing at this point with talent on their team. Look, they're well built. This is a great matchup for Washington. There's a lot to learn from it. I'm really intrigued to see what they learn from the joint practices because obviously our starters are most likely playing in that matchup and not in this one. But I think from what I've gathered so far, they're getting the message across, meaning the coaching staff to the players. They understand what's happening here. They're engaged. They understand what's going on. I wish we could have seen more of Jahan Dotson just being being influenced and having an impact on the game. But obviously there has to be opportunities for that. I think Jayden Daniels going to Miami kind of shows you that feeling that he has with him and the cohesive relationship along with Terry McLaurin. But everything that you've wanted to see, the run game being able to be impactful. You saw that in this game as well. We saw that in the first preseason game. But as of right now, the first team offense is going to be taking a sit. They're going to be taking a seat. They're going to be chilling until week 1. And I think at this point you can feel comfortable. Look, we haven't seen Brandon Coleman, but I think Cornelius Lucas did a great job at left tackle tonight. They haven't had Jayden Daniels under duress. He's been able to chill. And there's fireworks going outside of my house. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that. But I really appreciate you guys. If you've watched this, I do appreciate you stopping by and just taking a peek. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick game recap. And I think Washington fans, at this point, we can feel comfortable and excited with what the future lies for this football team. Every week, they're going to continue to grow. They're going to continue to get better and better. And at this point, we are seeing that maturation coming into fruition. God, I keep making that mistake. But we're going to continue to see progress out of this football team in different avenues and different lengths. And I'm happy with what I've seen thus far. Everyone is seeming to respond. And we haven't even seen most of the starters. We haven't seen Bobby Wagner. We haven't seen Dante Fowler. We haven't seen Coleman at all. And obviously Wiley having a couple penalties. People would bring up maybe Lucas at right tackle, Coleman at left tackle. We haven't even seen all of the ingredients here to truly say this is a concrete, this is what's going to happen. But I think from a general aspect, you feel really good about this. The way that these guys are making plays, they're being able to do it. Given the circumstances that they're in, I'm telling you right now, dude, Jeff Driscoll is freaking impressive, man. I do think that he's competing for the QB2 job. And obviously kicker is something that's going to really, I think it's rear its ugly head come season time. And hopefully they're able to remedy that situation either through Riley Patterson or going down the avenue of having somebody cut from another team and being able to scoop him up and bring him on here. Because at this point, I think he's, like 2 for 5 for field goals thus far in the preseason. That's something that you have to correct, man, going forward, especially going into this season where points are going to be monumental. But at this point, you feel good. You feel happy, comfortable, and you feel a lot better than you did last season. Like, compare this to how you felt after the Bears game, and just look at it and say, okay, this is a different team than that. Obviously, we're not going against the all ones and everything, but just given the fact of coming off the bench, start the game, it's not like they are staggered. They are going in limping. They come in with their hair on fire, and they're moving the ball downfield, and they're making plays. Obviously, defensively, you can have your qualms, but I think that they've put up a good fight given with what they've been provided. That a lot of their number ones haven't been out there, but they've been able to try to get off the field. They can do better, and I'm sure they will do better, but the questions at corner, the questions at kicker and tackle, of course, are going to be there. But all I'll say is Miami is a very, very good team. They're well built, and they're a good measuring stick for this football team that is just starting out, man. We're only months into this thing. This is a really good team to be able to judge yourself against and compare yourself with. So don't overreact. Don't go too crazy on this. Just look at it and say, compare it to last year and how you felt with the Chicago Bears game, how everyone was getting beat, getting torched. Nobody was really making a stamp on things. Let's look at it that way. That's all I'll say. And future's bright, guys. Just embrace it. We'll come back with you guys tomorrow night with another episode of the Burgundy Zone. Make sure you tune in then. We really appreciate you guys for sticking around. All right, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow night. Washington football. Woo! What's up, everyone? This is Kyle from the Burgundy Zone. We are releasing our own merch to support the show. If you want to rock the Burgundy Zone logo or you want to see Reed's face on your shirt, we got it. We're starting with t-shirts, hoodies, and zip-up. So if you're a fan of the show, make sure you snag one before they are gone. Check out the link in our bio on Instagram, or you can find the link in the description of the video. Thanks again for all your support. Until next time.